often do you step back and analyze your business? Analyze how you feel within the business? And are there any adjustments that you make along the way with whatever you discover? In my opinion, assessment is a key element in a business's success and sustainability. Say that 10 times. Assessment is key in a business's success and sustainability. And without spending time to do that assessment and getting really honest about what's working and what's not, you may end up taking on tasks or spending money in areas that aren't really going to work for your business. And it's going to be either a wasted effort or money that's not well spent. So I have another garden analogy for you. And if you're interested in the original garden analogy, I will link it up here and in the description box. Now that we are in midsummer here in the Pacific Northwest, my wildflower garden is in full bloom. The pollinators are loving life, and it's looking really robust. However, I'm noticing some weeds coming through and taking over. Some plants are getting a little too overgrown for the space that they're in, which is pushing out other flowers, and those other flowers can't thrive or get sunlight. So there are some changes that I need to make in order to continue to make sure that the garden thrives and a garden that matches my vision. But this requires me to make some tough decisions, like removing certain plants or moving them to another location, about weeding the garden and taking the time to do that. This may even feel like a little bit of a setback because I have to spend the time to make changes, to remove things, and maybe even to add things at some point. But this is imperative to my garden's success and also my business success. And because I'm approaching my garden differently now and approaching my business differently now, I can see the difference in that approach. Because before, when I first started my business, I just continued on the path, continuing to add more without truly assessing whether it was going to work or not. I checked in with my finances a lot to make sure there weren't any leaks, that I was spending money on something that I didn't need or I wasn't using, so that's important too. But I continued to add more things onto my to-do list, onto my plate, onto things I could try. Not a bad thing, but I didn't stop to assess whether or not any of those things were working, which added to my burnout. I'll also link that in the description box below if you're interested in that topic. And it just made my business feel really heavy, where there was so much to do, and my business became something that I didn't feel aligned with anymore. Had I done this assessment earlier on and more frequently, I could have removed things that weren't working for me or that did not feel energetically aligned for me, especially when it came to my purpose and my bigger vision, which I didn't really have at that time either. Now that I'm approaching business differently, I'm doing a check-in every few months, especially if I'm doing new things like this YouTube channel. I'm making sure that I'm feeling good about creating the content and that my audience is receptive of the videos that I'm putting out there, and that it's going to be helpful and sustainable in the long term. So by really spending time to reflect on how I'm utilizing my time, energy, money, how it's performing in the external, but also how it's feeling inside, I'm able to adjust and continually align to what intuitively feels correct. So check in with yourself and your business, look at your tasks, look at your finances, look at the things that are going on within you as it relates to your business, and look at what needs to be pruned back, weeded out, moved, changed, refined, added, so that you can continue to align with your business's deeper purpose. And in that process, be as efficient and sustainable as you can be. So I hope this illuminated something for you, my dear soul-led friend. Until next time, stay curious, and we'll see you soon.